I hope you are well. It is Philip from LuxLiv Property Group, and today we are in Cornwall Hill, and I can't wait to show you this exceptional, beautiful home. We're on a hectare stand. It is a massive property, let me tell you that. But just from this angle, we do usually do the intros at the front door, but today we decided to do something a bit different, because just look at that, the garden, the amount of attention to detail they've put in here. This is not easy, let me tell you that. As you'll see, I am on the deck. It is a concrete deck here where the pool is. From this angle, the property just looks exceptional. And as we go through it, just think about how you can imagine yourself in this property. There is so much creativity, so much more to this house, which I will point out as we go through. And we are going back to the front door where we will start with the walkthrough video. See you there now. There on your left side you have the front of the property. It is a 3-car garage, but the one is double, so you can easily accommodate 4 cars, and they are very big, so your bakkie will easily fit in. But as you're coming this way, you'll see the beautiful entrance, very symmetric. If you want plants on each side, whether it's a statue, art, anything, it works perfectly well. You have a very beautiful solid wood door with a bit of tint on the glass, so you won't be able to see inside, but from inside you'll be able to see in. So as you come into the front door, you have your entrance. It is still very light. You have natural light coming in from all sides. You have your staircase that has a bit of a curve, which I actually very like, and that goes through to the kitchen and other parts of the house. And behind you is a fully catered flatlet, bigger than your Santon apartments, by the way. So come through this side and I just show you this view from this property, which is something I absolutely love. This is where I'd be spending most of my time. What about you, Marussia?
Definitely in the garden. There's a hidden spot that we'll be going to check out shortly. I think I'll be hiding there.
So you have your formal lounge here, so your expensive couches, the showpieces, that what you want to brag about goes into that room. And then not too far away, you have your entertainment space. This is sort of the middle of the property. You have your built-in Braai, but it's not very crowded, it's not very small, it's very open. So if you're a family that loves to entertain, if you're a big family and you want to spend a lot of time together, this is where I would do that.
It's lovely because it also looks like a fireplace, but it's a Braai area. Can definitely put a massive table here, much bigger than this one even. High ceilings.
And then you do have built-in speakers as well into the structure of the property. So whichever way you want to style it, whichever way you want to make it yours, you don't have to really break down any bones of this property.
But here's the view that we started off with.
So coming down, it feels like this is like an important staircase leading into something that's very beautiful. I don't know why it feels like that. But
Cinderella staircase.
Maybe it's my run-up diving into the pool, but...
Sounds good.
So you have a massive pool. This is actually bigger than what we usually see. But for the size of this yard, this is actually what is expected. And to the left of the pool, you have a pool room, maybe an entertainment area. That can be done with whatever you want. There is a space for kitchenette and a bathroom as well. So here you can just see the water overflows down.
Infinity pool, right? There. So that's where you're lying, that's the view, whilst you're having a cocktail.
That's beautiful. And just to say, this is an estate up on a hill, and across from us there's another estate up on a hill, so you're not looking into any buildings, any concrete, you're looking into greenery, the mountains. It almost feels like I'm somewhere in Europe, or the countryside in Europe, not the cities. Yeah. So as you come this side, you'll see a lot of space, a lot of grass. There's like 3 or 4 layers of grass. I can kick a ball and I won't even get it to the fence at the bottom. So there's just so many plants. I don't know my plants. Marussia will have to help me out as we go through, because I'm not big into...
Cycads.
Okay.
You can see cycads. You can see a hydrangea. Lemons.
I'm still getting into the gardening, into the nature side of properties, but I absolutely love it. The greenery. We're almost heading into winter, So this is like the best time of the year. It is absolutely beautiful, stunning. And I like what they've done with the rocks to elevate and to level the garden, because we are on a slope and we are basically on the back of the property, which is the higher end of the stand. You can easily look down over everything. It's almost like castle on a hill.
Castle on the hill.
I don't know
There you
if
go.
it's a saying or what it is, but it's exactly that. It's a castle on a hill. So you can just see the plants everywhere. Again, these stones and rocks, and it just looks absolutely beautiful.
Look, this kind of landscaping alone is millions. So it's absolute perfection.
I just also want to mention, so there are a few stands on this side which cannot be built on. So it is basically green belt. You don't have as much neighbors. You don't have anyone looking onto your property. You don't have noise coming from this side. In fact, it's just more nature. So that is absolutely beautiful. Coming through this way, this is the part Marussia was speaking about earlier. I don't actually know what to call this, but you can sit here and have a cup of coffee.
The tranquility space.
It's perfect use of the space because you already have so much garden. What more is there to do? So I think the creativity they've put in here is actually very nice. Maybe a bit of a boma setup if you want a nightlife. I don't know what to drink at night. Water.
The drumming around the boma. Lots of bird feeders as well. So you can also do bird watching if you're that way inclined.
I think like also it's a nice space for the kids to hang out at. They're still on the property, they're safe, nothing's going to happen there. It's a good use of space right there. So as we go down, you'll be it's like completely full. The garden is immaculate. You can't even see the fence at the bottom. But with the clouds and what a beautiful day we actually have here. It really just looks stunning.
And the garden just keeps going.
That's the whole point of the Cornwall Hill Estate, the equestrian estates. It's the space. Because ultimately that's something these estates offer which you can't get anywhere else.
Look at this. This is still just yours. So Philip, while we're walking, so we've got equestrian facilities in Cornwall Hill. What else is there for a resident?
You also have access to the Cornwall Hill College, the school, so that's very nice. Your kids can walk to school. That doesn't happen often anymore. You don't see much of that. They have recently built paddle courts, which is exclusive just to owners in the estate. I really want to have a chance to play there. I know very soon I will. It looks amazing when I drive past. You have the quarry that is beautiful to look at, the nature, the space, the openness. You are close to the R21, which takes you to OR Tambo. You're close to the N1, so whether you're working in Joburg, whether you're working in Pretoria, you can easily move from here to work.
Brilliant. Are we heading back into the house?
Seems like we're heading back up, but this is about a workout. If you can't hike in the estate, you can hike in your garden, but it is absolutely beautiful. There's just so much more to this. I don't think the camera does it justice, ultimately. No. It's such a beautiful property in person. Okay, Marussia, am I meeting you on the other side?
Yes.
I just can't hear what you're saying, so.
We've got strawberries here. I'm recognizing plants. Desert roses. Actual roses.
We saw a protea tree up there, I think.
Well done.
Yeah. Marussia pointed it out. I'm just taking credit for it. But it is absolutely beautiful. There's so many plants here. I don't even know where to start. So hopefully someone in the comments can identify what type of plants we have here, so you can teach me a bit, because I'm ultimately still learning about gardening. But it looks very beautiful.
And of course we've got a Facebook house which is very low maintenance. But if one wants to have a plastered, it's actually not such a difficult task, and you have a magnificent, massive space.
Yes, 100%. So coming in, you do have your formal lounge on the other side, which we saw earlier, but now you have your formal dining. You can have easily space here for a 10-seater. It's very big here, a lot of room to move around. We are now in the kitchen of this beautiful property. We were just outside, but it actually still feels like I'm outside with a natural light coming in from these windows. You have a lot of space, there's a lot you can do here. You have your countertops, your island, a gas stove and oven, space for your double fridge, and your pantry just across. So it really works perfectly. And then coming through this side, your kitchen does wrap around there. There's your scullery and your pantry, your washing and your laundry, whatever you want to call it. There's a lot of space that side. Coming through here, you had your formal lounge close to the entrance, but this is where your TV room would be. This is where you'd be close to the kitchen, have your snacks and watch your favorite movie or maybe even the sports. So with this being such a big property, you have the outside as well. You have your garages on the other side, but the cars can wrap around. Everything at the back, this is where you can do a lot. And actually now I'm noticing there's a built-in braai here as well. So how's that for 2 entertainment areas?
Stunning. So 2 built-in braais.
Double volume
I'm
as
sure
well.
I saw another one somewhere.
Well, we've seen 2, but
There
I
was
like
one outside in the garden.
3 braais. I mean, if one's not enough, then yeah. You have your double volume outside as well. We've seen something like this in Irene before, where it almost is like 2 entrances. There's just so much about this property that is immaculate. The space there as well, if you want to have a dining room there, you can easily do that.
Yeah, it's a family room tucked around the corner of the kitchen, but also with a braai, also with a backyard, so to speak. So you can keep it untidy if you want to. And then you've got the front of the house that you impress your guests with.
So you'll be doing most of your living on that side, but then you're entertaining on this side. This whole hallway, you have your wings on the left, on the right. Actually very nicely done. You have space here, maybe for a piano. The sound system connected, built into the house is from here. So if you want your speakers, your piano, anything that actually is a statement, that's where I would put it. Down these stairs, you have your garages. So it's very nicely out of the way. Still not a lot of natural light. This house is so big, I forgot about a few things. So coming this way, you have your guest toilet. It is also very spacious, close to the front door, not close to any of the bedrooms. So actually very perfect. Coming in this side, we spoke about the apartment a bit earlier, the flatlet. If you have your parents living here, if you're renting it out, maybe perfect for your kids that are getting a bit older, don't want to be in the house completely. You have your lounge, your living area, dining room, kitchen and door from the side. You have an aircon as well, so it is accommodating any season of the year. Beautiful wood cabinets.
So this door, Philip, is from the front of the house, so it's actually completely own entrance.
Yes.
If you were to utilize it as a rental or as a family member that you don't want all the time to be with you, right?
That's if you don't want them in your space, yes. But there is just so much space here to go about, and then you have a beautiful kitchen as well. A lot of natural light, I must say, Marussia.
Yes, I love that.
I think the thing with a lot of flats is they're very cramped, they're very dark, not a lot of natural light, which is definitely not the case with this. And can be mistaken, but the cornices, is this the cornice?
The frames, the door frames.
No, I thought it was a cornice. But cornice sounds like food. But
Cornish pastry, yes.
I don't know, I'm thinking of food. But this is actually very beautiful. It's on every frame of the house.
Solid wood.
Solid wood. It's attention to detail ultimately. So whether you change the tiles, whether you keep it, I definitely keep this feature. Beautiful wooden doors as well.
So I just come from a high-rise apartment set up in Sandton. The size of that one-bedroom apartment is the size of the one-bedroom apartments they're selling starting from 4.2 million.
I rest my case. Ultimately, the space you get there isn't offered anywhere else.
Yeah.
It is actually great value for money. There's just so much to go about. And as I'm walking out, again, double doors. So no small entrances, just space everywhere. The same beautiful doors we see everywhere. The fact that it's double, you could easily move in and out, open both up. It just changes everything.
So while you're going up, I'm just going to recap what we've looked at. Multiple living spaces, a separate apartment or bedroom one, basically your guest bedroom, which can be either incorporated into the house or it can be a completely independent apartment.
And as we are now upstairs, we are now heading to the Pajama lounge. You'll see a bit of the view, but we're going to end here, so you're going to have to wait for us to speak a bit more about this room. But here you have a lot of built-in cupboards, a lot of space. All your linen can be very easily stored there.
Just a note, all the corridors are very wide, so there's plenty of space, not just in the rooms, but in between the passages.
As we are now in the main bedroom, honestly, if no one told me this was the main, I wouldn't have known, because all the bedrooms are just so spacious. You can easily fit a king-size bed, furniture right around. You have a nice chandelier piece here as well, aircon again, and then heading into your walk-in closet.
Also massive.
Again, the built-in cupboards can be changed to your liking, but it's ultimately the space which you can't change. So the space, the bigness, the openness, everything of that is very important.
Double shower. Not that you need more than double, I would say, but this one is the size of 4 showers.
Big loose standing bath as well, almost looks like a hot tub if I have to be honest. Double vanity, a lot of space. Same tiling throughout. Again, double door.
The view.
Beautiful view. Yeah, that looks nice. So now we've seen the main bedroom. Again, we touched on this linen cupboards a bit earlier. We're now heading into bedroom number 2. Again, tell me this doesn't look like a main bedroom. This is massive. Like again, king size bed, furniture, you can have a desk, whatever it is you need, the space is there.
Huge.
Then you have more cupboard space, ensuite bathroom.
So here we have a bath and our own balcony.
So that's to the back of the property. There's more parking, more space, whatever it is you don't want shown in the front, you can always have at the back. So here's a room with 2 entrances. Maybe if you want to convert it into a cinema, a gym, whatever it is you want, maybe even just another bedroom, maybe a playroom for the kids. All the toys can be kept here. It won't mess the whole house.
Philip, how many square meters is the house in total?
It's just above 1,200 squares. That's the size of some modern estates. That's the stand size in modern estates.
Yeah.
So the space here, it is massive. Nothing actually compares to this really somewhere else in Centurion.
Another bedroom the size of a main bedroom.
Again, aircon, built-in cupboards, ensuite.
The other one was bath, this one is shower.
So it's basically a circle. So we've came up the stairs this side, walked around, and we're here again. So just to show you the double volume, the natural light, but on this side, small kitchenette, small prayer room. That's perfect for everyone. Beautiful space for a coffee machine. Everything you really need is there. So coming up to the last bedroom, again, we walked into this bedroom first and we thought this was the master. So just to show you the space, king size bed, furniture, desks, another space maybe for PlayStation, a TV. You have a lot you can do here, built-in cupboards and ensuite again.
This one is full ensuite.
It's basically a mirror of the main bedroom in terms of the room itself, and you have the same view as well. So heading to the Pajama lounge, when we came up I said you'll have to wait for it. You no longer have to wait, we're here now. I'm just going to stand on this side. If I had to choose between the two, I'm leaning more towards this side, but just to show you the natural light, the view, how beautiful it actually is here, the space, it is amazing. So just to recap what we've seen a lot of house. We've seen a lot of stand, a lot of plants. If you are someone who just wants abundance, this house offers abundance in everything there is.
And for a very low price, Philip, compared to what we see other properties of that size,
100%.
with or without the renovation.
Yeah, you're at 14. If you look at other equestrian estates, you're almost double. So just to explain that to you, if you're interested, if you give us a call. Bye-bye.